Yo, what up, guys? Today we're going to be showing you all about rune words, how to make them, what are they, what do I need. This is going to be simple, easy. Let's just get on with it. So let's go ahead and jump straight into the Runeword Spreadsheet. The Runeword Spreadsheet is something that was created a few seasons back, and it's been upgraded every season. So once season 13 rolls around, everything on here should be updated automatically. This spreadsheet will continue to prosper and work throughout the seasons as long as somebody updates it. It looks like Wooxie has been working on that, so look forward to updated spreadsheets as the seasons progress. So to make rune words, it looks like they made it pretty simplistic over here. First, it tells you what the rune word is right here. It tells you what the effect of the rune word is going down here. Tells you what the effect's description is right here, and then it tells you in order from left to right how many runes you have to plug in for each piece of armor or weapon. It also tells you what the base requirement is to make the rune word. It says all of them must be common rarity, which is gray, and then it tells you right here which base item it needs to be. It tells you how many sockets it needs to be. As far as item level, don't worry about this part. This part doesn't matter whatsoever. It's just there letting you know that this is what it's going to be when the rune word is done. So this is the spreadsheet. It also has some pictures over here to the side if you want to see some examples of rune words. It tells you what it's going to be like if you happen to find a quality of 100 and when it's maxed out. You'll see you could scroll down and it has a bunch of different options. It tells you in categories of helmets, gloves, boots, charms, shields, weapons. Weapons is a lot. You keep scrolling down. Eventually you get down to the bottom where it says lists of runes. So the list of runes is plugged in by categories. This is going to change season 13, but for now it's normal runes, nightmare runes, hell runes, and inferno runes. And then below that is boss runes. So like I said, look for updates for all of this for season 13 because this is bound to change. But they have them color organized. So normal runes are going to be white on the list. Nightmare is going to be blue. Hell is going to be red. Inferno is going to be tan. And bosses is going to be purple. So if we scroll all the way back up and we look at the list, we see everything's color organized. So this needs Inferno, Boss, Hell. Those are the runes this one needs. This one needs basically all of them except for Nightmare mode. And that's another thing I want to bring up. As far as runes go, you can find all of them in the hardest difficulty. So whichever difficulty is the hardest, that's where you'll be able to find every single rune going down. If you go to the next difficulty below that, you can find all of them from that difficulty and down. So as far as runes go, you don't have to farm normals in normal mode. You don't have to find nightmares in nightmare mode. You just have to get to the hardest difficulty and then you should be able to find all of the runes from there on. You can find a link to the spreadsheet down below this video. I tend to also attach it on all my other videos, and you might have found it by now. But if you haven't, feel free to check the description below the video. You should find the link to the spreadsheet. Alright, so let's go ahead and put together some rune words. Let's go ahead and start with chest pieces first. So in order to make, let's say, Shroud of Elements, Shroud of Elements says that it's going to need a 5-socket chest piece that is a common, that's either Viper Hide armor, leather coat, or Serpent Hide armor. Well, I happen to have a 5-socket Viper Hide armor right here, and it says it needs Val, Ox, Jex, and Lem. So let's go ahead and pop those in real quick. Let's check Shroud of Elements. Let's go ahead and pop it on. We can see what it made. So it happened to roll with a random modifier whenever you make rune words, a lot of the times they roll out of 20, and it can roll a 1 or it can roll all the way up to 20. So anything I would say that's between like 17 and 20 is absolutely great. Anything lower than that is mediocre or bad. That doesn't mean the rune word itself is absolute trash. It just means that you have potential still to have a better one if you were to try again. So let's go ahead and make another chest piece. Let's work on making a fortress. So we got the chest piece right here we need, because according to the spreadsheet it says we need a 6-socket Templar coat, shark tooth armor, or steel armor, and this right here is a steel armor. So let's go ahead and plug in what we need to make a fortress. So that should have made fortress. Let's check it out. There she is. Fortress. So this one happened to roll with a level 7 out of 20. Not so great of a roll, but you're not really making fortress to try to get the bonus stat that it comes with. It's used mainly for the huge amount of armor, block, and dodge that it comes with. It also has ridiculously amazing stats for just being a tank in general, so let's go ahead and jump over and make a shield real quick. So every rune word shield in the game is actually a 5-socket, and it could be any common. So as long as you have a 5-socket common shield, that's good enough. So which one should we make? We have Mirage, Shelter, or Arcane Bastion. Let's just go ahead and make a shelter. That one's probably the easiest one to put together, and it's a really tanky shield. Alright, so we got ourselves a shelter now. Shelter gives you basically health regen. So that's the only reason I decided to make this, to put on my Lancer, just to give him some health regen. It also has damage return, and that works really well with a Lancer. Shelter also gives a ton of block and a really decent amount of armor and health. So it's a very tanky shield that you can put on any character really that uses a shield and have a good time. Alright, let's go ahead and make ourselves a weapon now. One of the most common weapons to make early on in the game is a Ravager. Let's go ahead and do that. I have a couple that I made already, but just to show you what we need, Ravager needs to be a 2-handed weapon, it needs to be melee, and it needs to have 6 sockets. It can be a longsword, a double axe, a katana, or a battle crusher. I happen to have a longsword, and it's 6 sockets. Let's go ahead and put together what we need. And let's see what type of Ravager we got. Looks like we got a fire version. As far as the Ravager goes, it's one of those weapons that has the ability to roll every single element. The only thing it can't roll is poison and magic damage. It's really dependent on RNG at this point. So if you look at the list, I have the fire one I made, then I have a lightning one, and then I have a cold one, and then I have another cold one, then I have another cold one. So I mean, it's completely random. I also have a physical one. So I mean, you can roll random levels between 1 and 20 on concentration, and you can roll a really random element. So who knows, you might get lucky, you might roll the element you're looking for, but then you'll end up rolling a bad concentration. So do you want to keep it? That's completely up to you. Luckily, as far as season 12 goes, Ravagers are really easy to make. It doesn't take any boss runes. Most of you might be asking, where can I find a bunch of runes? Runes are really hard to find. I don't know where to find these runes to make rune words. But once you get to the highest difficulty, you want to find the Black Tower. The Black Tower is located in the village, and once you make your way through the Black Tower, at the end there's going to be a chest, and that chest is something that's always going to have a bunch of runes in it. So if you find yourself in the hardest difficulty and you happen to have a bunch of black tower keys, this is the best place to farm runes. The box at the end of Black Tower happens to be the best place to find runes in this game. It doesn't have any boss runes, but it is one of the best places, so if you happen to get a chance to find some Black Tower keys, make sure you use these to your advantage to be able to make rune words. And that about wraps up rune words. I hope this has helped you guys, and remember, this spreadsheet is bound to automatically change next season, so watch out for that. For more information and guides, please check out my other videos. Leave me a comment down below if you have any questions, or feel free to catch me live on Twitch. And I'll see you guys on the next video.